Have you ever looked at an old penny and wondered how something so small could carry nearly a century of American history? The copper may be faded, the edges may be worn, but if that little coin reads 1935, D or 1956, D, it carries a story that connects two very different worlds. One forged in the hardship of the Great Depression, the other born in the optimism of post-war America. Let's start in 1935, in a nation still clawing its way out of economic collapse. Franklin D. Roosevelt is in the White House. The dust storms of the Midwest are turning daylight into brown twilight, and every cent truly matters. Inside the Denver Mint, presses thunder as millions of Lincoln Wheat cents are struck from bronze planchets. 95% copper, 5% tin and zinc. The men working the presses know that each coin could buy a loaf of bread, a newspaper, or a brief moment of hope. The 1935 D penny shows the familiar face of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. His portrait, calm and resolute, was already a national symbol of endurance. On the reverse, two wheat stalks embrace the words 1 cent, United States of America. It's simple, honest, and strong, a design that had survived since 1909. When these coins rolled off the Denver presses, more than 47 million were made. That sounds like abundance, but survival is another story. Many were spent, worn smooth, and later melted down for wartime metal needs. Today, those that remain in crisp red condition are a window back to 1935, a moment when copper was still pure and money had weight. Collectors love to imagine where each coin traveled. Maybe in 1935, D passed through a Kansas grocery, then crossed a rail line to Colorado, then sat in a child's jar for decades. A single cent could move across states, silently marking the rhythm of daily life. As we follow its journey, we learn how the mint of the 1930s operated. Dies were hand-punched, and that's where small miracles happened, and mistakes. Sometimes the Mintmark D was struck twice. These repunched Mintmarks, or RPMs, became collector gold. Under magnification, you can see the tiny shadow of a second D, like history stuttering for a split second. A normal coin might be worth a quarter, but an RPM example could fetch $50, $100, even $200 if preserved perfectly. Condition tells the story. A dull brown coin with worn lettering might only bring 20 cents, but one with blazing copper color, graded MS, 65 read by PCGS or NGC, can command over $100. The difference isn't age, it's survival. Every fingerprint, every scratch, is a scar of circulation. Imagine holding a perfect 1935 D. The surface is glowing orange-red, the fields mirror smooth. Under bright light, Lincoln seems alive again. It's not just metal, it's memory, sealed under a thin skin of luster. By the midpoint of the Depression decade, pennies like these were everywhere, yet few people thought to save them. Numismatics was a luxury for calmer times. Only after World War II did collectors begin searching back through change jars, realizing how few pristine pre-war cents remained. Some of the greatest discoveries began in childhood. A 10-year-old in the 1950s might open a roll of pennies from a local bank, spot the older wheat-ear reverse, and set it aside. Decades later, that same coin could rest in a plastic slab, certified and admired around the world. That's the hidden journey of the 1935 D. Fast forward 21 years. The world has changed. The Depression is a memory, the war is over, and America is confident again. It's 1956. Elvis is on the radio, cars wear fins, and the Denver Mint is humming louder than ever. This time, over 1.1 billion wheat cents are produced, more than 20 times the mintage of 1935. The presses are faster, the dies more precise, but human hands still guide every stage. Workers handle bags of new coins, so hot they shimmer. These 1956 D cents spill into circulation so quickly that they become part of daily life almost instantly. Because they were made in such numbers, most 1956 D pennies remain common today. A circulated example is worth only a cent or two, even 70 years later. Yet hidden among them are the special ones, those bright red, untouched coins that escaped into collector rolls. In mint state, they reveal the perfection of mid-century production. Lincoln's beard sharply defined, lettering crisp, wheat lines fine and parallel. Collectors look closely for the famous D over D repunched Mintmark. Under magnification, the doubling gleams like a secret signature, proof of the mint worker's steady but imperfect hand. A clear RPM can raise the value from a few cents to $50 or $100. While the 1935 details a story of survival, the 1956 details a story of abundance, of an America so confident that even its smallest coins reflect optimism. The copper of the 1950s shines with a deeper red, a symbol of prosperity after years of sacrifice. But abundance brings its own challenges. With more than 1 billion coins struck, collectors today must look for perfection to find real value. A 1956 D-graded MS 66 red might bring $40 to $100, and an MS 67 red could reach beyond that at auction. Those flawless surfaces are as rare as any Depression-era survivor. Both coins, the 1935 D and the 1956 D, share more than a mint mark. They mirror two emotional eras of America, struggle and triumph. Place them side by side, and you hold a timeline in copper. One coin born of hardship, one of hope. Collectors cherish that contrast. They study the subtle differences in relief, in die polish, even in the width of lettering. They learn to read coins like historians read old letters. Each nick is a sentence, each patch of color a paragraph about where that coin has been. For a true numismatist, the joy lies not only in owning, but in observing. The weight of 3.11 grams, the ring of bronze when dropped gently on wood, the scent of aged metal, all of it forms a quiet connection with the past. Preserving that history takes care. Store wheat pennies in acid-free holders, never clean them, and keep them away from moisture. Cleaning may shine the surface for a moment, but erases a century of authenticity forever. When we look at price charts, we see numbers. 25 cents, $3, $100. But when we look at these pennies with imagination, we see time itself. 1935 sweat and dust, 1956 chrome and neon lights. The same copper atoms, reborn in two completely different worlds. Now imagine this. Somewhere, in an old drawer or jar, a viewer watching this video might already have one of these coins. Maybe the color has darkened, maybe the edges are smooth. But its story is waiting to be rediscovered. If you're listening to this right now, don't scroll away just yet. That old penny sitting in your drawer could be worth far more than you think. It's not just pocket change. It could be a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. So let me ask you this. Do you have a valuable coin? If yes, what condition is it in? Are you planning to sell it? If you are, then first, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Only after that, sell it with full confidence through this video. Because when you subscribe, you become part of a growing family of collectors who protect, learn, and trade coins the right way. You don't just sell, you understand what you own. You learn how to preserve its story, how to spot errors, and how to unlock real value. Every coin you discover is a chapter of history, and here, we turn those chapters into treasure. As our 90-minute journey comes to an end, remember, a coin's true value isn't written in numbers. It's written in stories. The 1935 D saw dust storms and bread lines. The 1956 D saw jukeboxes and chrome highways. And today, they meet in your hands. Maybe that next penny you find isn't ordinary at all. Maybe it's history reborn. Subscribe, stay curious, and keep searching, because every coin has a story.